Hello friends, my name is Radha Masood. Today we'll discuss about the topic rolling wave planning. Friends, this is a very important topic and very interesting topic with respect to project management. And if you are studying project management in university or you are planning to give exam of PMP, so this is a very important topic. At least 4 to 5 questions will definitely be there in the exam question or multiple choice options, in which your concept related to rolling wave planning will definitely be checked. So it is very important, necessary to understand the concept of rolling wave planning. Secondly, friend, if you are a professional project manager and working in any organization as a project manager, so you must have to know that what is the role concept of rolling wave planning and how to use in the implementation of project management projects. So friend, let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's start. Rolling wave planning. Friend, this is a topic which we have taken from PMBOK, Project Management Body of Knowledge. It is a very important topic of project management. And under the topic of project management, this is a topic from progressive elaboration, basically. First of all, basically progressive elaboration means that, friend, whenever we are implementing projects, so when we start a project, very little information we have, that what things needs to be done, what is the scoping, what is the scope, what are the issues, risk. So however, with the passage of time, when things elaborate, when one time passed on, we get the more information, we get the more knowledge, and with the passage of time, things progress and elaborate, and we do the detailed planning with the passage of time. So that is the main concept of progressive elaboration. Like when things progress, they got elaborate, and we do the detailed planning of project accordingly. So this was the concept of progressive elaboration, and under the progress elaboration, the rolling wave planning is a concept under the progressive elaboration. So now we can talk about rolling wave planning. Rolling wave planning is another iterative planning technique in which the work to be accomplished in the near term is planned in detail, while the next in work in the future is planned at a higher level. Rolling wave planning is a form of progressive elaboration. See, friend, here this was just an example of this was just a definition. See, for example, you are implementing e-commerce solution for a customer, and for example, there are, like, for example, you have to do the planning, in which you have to do the scoping and functional specification, then development, then testing, and then the production deployment. Let's assume that, for example, if there are like planning, development, testing, and production deployment, for example, there are 4 phases are there for a project. Okay, now you have 4 months to complete the whole project. So at the time of planning, when you are in a planning phase, so you more focus, you do detailed planning for the planning phase, in which how you do the scoping, how you do the functional specifications. So main focus on the current phase. Okay, and for the rest of the phases like development, testing, and production deployment, we just do the rough estimates, and the detailed planning we will do it later, because right now currently we are in a planning phase. Once you reach in the development phase, so the planning phase is completed. So for the development phase, if it is your current phase, so you do a detailed planning for the development, like how many resources are required, how you do the development, how you do the like, for example, how you do the programming, etc., etc. So the detailed planning of development you will do when you reach there. Similarly, when you reach and the testing phase, you do the detailed planning for testing, and for the next phase of production deployment, you just use the rough estimates, and you can say the high level planning, you do it right now, because you will the deployment phase is you have to do it later. So right now the current phase is testing phase, so you do the detailed planning for the testing phase, and for the deployment you just use the high level planning. Once you reach in the production deployment phase, you do the detailed level planning, that how many resources are required, how you will do the deployments, and what will be the schedule, etc. So how the detail level of planning, we will do it in the phase of production deployment. So that is called as the concept of rolling wave planning, friend. That concept is that the things which are nearer to you, you do detailed planning for that, and the things which are far, like we have to deal it later, so you for those things you do the high level planning. And once you reach at that moment of time, at that particular phase, so you do the detailed planning for that particular. So that is called as the concept of rolling wave planning. I have already given you the same example in detail, like software development of e-commerce solution. Once, like for example, if you are implementing mobile application, and you have again the same stages are there, like planning, development, testing, and production deployment. So once, if you are the in a planning phase, you do the detail level planning, or that how you will do the detailed planning phase, like how you do the scoping, functional specification, technical specifications. And for rest of the phases like development, testing, and production deployment, you can do it later at some particular time. That is called as the concept of rolling wave planning, friend. Now here a question may came that when to apply the rolling planning wave planning, friend. Normally, friend, it is not possible to define a detailed project plan shortly. Okay, it is not whenever when to apply, when you know that it is not possible to do the detailed project plan, we can use the rolling wave planning. Rolling wave planning, for example, you are working on e-commerce solution, and your senior management manager says that within 2 days you have to submit the project plan. I am just giving you an example. You know that the detail level planning can't be done in only 2 days, so what you will do, like you do the detailed planning for the current stage. Like for example, you have to start from the planning stage, so you do the detailed planning for the planning phase, and for the rest of the phases like development, testing, and production deployment, you do the ref estimations. It is just an example of just take it as an example of rolling wave planning. It is not clear when which deliverable should be produced. Normally, friend, honestly, it's a real scenario that most of the time the stages or phases which are on later stage, so mostly we don't know exactly the what deliverables exactly are required. So what you do, like you just do the rough estimations, you just put some time for that, because you know that it will require some time. However, the detailed planning would be done at some later stage. If it is not possible to organize the different phases of the project, for example, friend, you know that like planning, deployment, planning, development, testing, and the deployment is there. However, maybe your engagement with third party vendor is also required. So what you will do at the early stage of a project, you know that the time will be required, but however, how much time is required and how many resources will be required. So at that particular time, when things are not particularly 100% clear, so what you can do at that moment of time, you can just do some rough estimates put there, and at some later stage of time, when things got clearer, when you know got the knowledge, and you know that how things will proceed, and you got the detail requirements, detail of issues, risk, and the requirements, scoping, etc. So at that particular time, you do the detailed planning when you got the knowledge. So this is an approach where rolling wave planning we can apply when things are not properly clear, when you have very short time for project plan, and when you don't know exactly what deliverables should be produced. So at that particular time, you can use the concept of rolling wave planning. Friend, what are the advantages of rolling planning? It is that, friend, for example, by allowing us the start of productive activities without waiting for every detail of the work to be determined in advance. It is a very good approach, friend, that when you know that once we got the project, we must have to start the project. We can't wait, because it's a very common thing. By eliminating downtime for additional planning in the middle of a project, since planning is performed continuously, encourage adaptability is there, planning is there. It is excellent for research and development projects, high technology, and inventions. It is excellent for projects with variable capacity. Friend, you know that whenever we got the project is signed and we have to start the project, we can't wait at that moment of time. So friend, it is necessary to understand and concept of project management, and we must have to start the project. So rather we focus on detailed planning. We just start the project, and with the passage of time, when we got all the necessary things, we elaborate and we do the detailed planning. So that is called as the concept of rolling wave planning. Friend, thank you, thanks a lot for your time, and that's all from my side. Thank you.